Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is go in with this MAC Fix Plus spray, and it's just going to kind of prep my skin, moisturize it, and get me ready for my foundation. And then I'm going to go in with the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, and I like this because it makes my skin really smooth, it helps my foundation last longer, so I recommend this as a primer. I've got oily skin and it works for me. And for my foundation, I've been using my True Match L'Oreal LUMI foundation. This is amazing if you like a dewy finish. I have a little bit more oily skin type, and so if I use this to go to work all day, by the end of the day I feel a little bit oily. So I really like to wear this for nights out, or make sure that I use a mattifying powder on top of it. But if you have dry skin, this is going to be an amazing foundation for you. If you have very oily skin, I would go more towards the L'Oreal Pro Matte foundation. It's a little bit better for oily skin types. I use that as well some days. If I feel like I'm going to be a little bit more oily that day, I'll use that foundation. But today I kind of wanted more of a natural dewy finish. And so I'll just use a little bit. I don't use but 2 pumps because I just like a very light layer. And for my concealer, today I'm using the L'Oreal True Match Concealer. It's in the shade NW123. And I'm just going to bring it down into a triangular shape to add highlight. And I'm also going to highlight down the bridge of my nose and just kind of all over my T-zone and on my chin and my upper lip, just to kind of give the rest of the face highlight, so not all of your concealer is under your under eyes. It'll kind of just bring the whole look together. And then I'm just going to blend this out with a damp beauty blender. And I use a damp beauty blender because I don't want it to absorb all my product. I just want to blend out the concealer that I've placed. So if you'll run your beauty blender under water and then squeeze all the excess water out with a towel, it'll be perfect for blending. And next I'm going to set my foundation with this Tarte Amizonian clay, and it's in shade Fair, Light, and Neutral. And I'm going to use my It Cosmetics powder brush to blend that in. And I'm just doing a very light coverage with the powder because I just want it to set my foundation so that throughout the day it doesn't crease and it doesn't move. So I'm just going to pat that in. And I love this Amazonian clay by Tarte because it's full coverage, so on days where I don't want a liquid foundation, I can also wear this powder as a full coverage powder versus a foundation. So if you don't like the feel of a heavy liquid foundation, this is a great alternative. And now I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit with this middle dark shade. And I'm going to use my Real Techniques contour brush. I love this brush because it's got a finer tip. So it's great for carving out your cheekbone and really creating a very fine contour line. And I start with just a little bit of product so that it's easier to blend, and then you can build as you go. And as I carve out my cheekbone, I'm going to blend upwards and kind of blend out that harsh line a little bit. And then I'll also take that same color with the same brush and carve out the edges of my nose just to create a little bit more of a contour and define the line of my nose. And then after the contour, I like to go in with just a little bit of bronzer around my hairline on my forehead and then just over the cheeks to kind of blend in that contour a little bit more and to just give my face a little bit more depth and color. And I'll just really blend this in down my neck, on my cheeks, and then I use a powder brush later to blend everything in even more because I don't want any dramatic light to dark colors. I just want it to be a very pretty blended suntanned look. And now I'm going to go in with my Morphe blush palette and I'm going to blend these two shades together to create my kind of custom little blush. And it's a very pinky orange, perfect for summertime color. And I love this palette because the blushes are so pigmented, so a little bit goes a long way. So if you have these at home or if you buy these, just less is more in the beginning and build on top of your color. And next I'm just going to set my under eye with the banana powder from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit. And this is just a Morphe brush. I'm pretty sure it's an eyeshadow brush, but I like it to set my under eyes because it's kind of the perfect shape and density for me. So I'm just going to lightly place some of that banana powder underneath my eyes. And for the eyes, I'm going to go in with the MAC 217 brush, and I'm going to go in with these colors from the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. My go-to colors in this are the oranges and the browns. I kind of like to keep it neutral with a little bit of a warm tone. So I'm going in with the lightest orange shade in this palette that I showed before, and I'm just going to drag that across my crease and kind of blend it into the lid. I'm just placing it. I'm not placing it with a rhyme or reason. I'm just getting it on my eye and really focusing a lot of the color in the crease area, but this is going to be our transition color. And next I'm going to go a little bit darker. I'm sorry, these colors don't have a name, so all I can do is describe the color to you. But this one's just a little bit darker shade of that orange, and I'm going to really focus this heavy in the crease and bring it down on the lid. And just blend, blend, blend. That's kind of the key to this look, is just blending everything out. It's going to be a really natural but warm, colorful eye. So you can see here that a lot of the darker shade is focused in the crease to kind of give my eye a little bit more depth. And then I'm just blending it up into that lighter orange color just to blend everything out. And now with my Morphe B72 brush, it's got a little bit of a finer tip. I like to use this for smudging out and crease colors. So I'm going to go in with the darker, I forgot to show you, but it's a darker wine color in the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm just going to place this loosely in the crease to give us a little bit more depth. And then we're going to go through and just blend that out with that same brush that we were using earlier. And we're really just trying to blend it, no harsh lines. I don't want it to be very dark in the creases, I just want it to look natural. And now I'm going to go back with that B72 brush and smudge out some of that lighter orange shade. And it's just going to kind of create a little bit more depth and dimension for this look versus using a liner underneath that lash line. And I'm sorry about the television. I had it going and it kept creating blue and orange and all these weird light colors, so I had to turn it off. But now I'm just going through again and just keep smudging and blending, and it's going to create a really pretty natural smoky eye, and I think that's essential for this look. And now I'm just going to go through with this angled liner brush and apply the darker wine shade that I used in my crease. And I'm just going to lightly run that along my waterline. And I'm just doing this to add a little bit more dimension to the bottom line and make it a little bit darker. And you don't have to do this step, I just kind of like to add a little bit of extra detail to mine. And I'm also just going to lightly run it across my upper lash line just to give it a little bit more depth. And like I said, this is also not necessary. I was just kind of playing and decided to go ahead and give it a little bit more depth on my upper lash line. And now I'm just going to do a quick run through of my brow routine. I'll do a more detailed one in the future, but today I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in Soft Brown, and I'm using a Morphe angled liner brush. It's a very fine liner brush, and I'm just kind of outlining my brow first and getting its shape, and then I go through and very lightly fill in my brow. And once I finish filling them in, I'm just going to go through with a brow brush and kind of blend everything together and get all my little hairs going the same way. And then I'm going to go through with this angled liner brush by Morphe, and it has concealer on it from before, the same one that I used before. And I'm just going to outline the brow to create a really sharp line and edge on the brow and clean everything up. And then after I'm done lining the brow with the concealer, I'm just going to go through with the damp beauty blender from before and just blend out that concealer so there's no harsh lines. And now that we're done with the brows, I'm going to go back in with some liner. Sometimes I don't do liner, but today I decided to. And it's Urban Decay. And this is going to be a black eyeliner, and I'm using a Real Techniques brush. And this isn't a brush, it's like plastic on the end. And I'm just going through and getting some of that liner off of it because I want it to be a very light amount of eyeliner, and I just want it to be smudged on there. I don't want a heavy liner look. I just wanted a little bit more depth than what the eyeshadow that I applied earlier had. So I'm just going through and lining my upper lash line and kind of blending this out and just smudging out the liner to create kind of a more smoky, dimensional look. And then for a finishing touch on the eyeshadow, I'm just going in with MAC Nylon and this fine tipped brush, and I'm just popping that highlight right in the inner corner of my eye and blending it into my eyeshadow. And then I'm going to line my bottom lash line just ever so slightly right there in the corner with it. And it's just going to kind of give it a little bit of extra pop and really brighten up your eyes and make you look awake. And as you can see, I'm not bringing it very far into the shadow. I just wanted it to blend a little bit more. And now I'm going in with my mascara, and it's nothing special. It's just CoverGirl mascara, and making sure that you line the underneath of your eyelashes, but also the top, and roll the mascara forward on top of your lashes, and that'll get you the most coverage. So I'm just kind of fast forwarding through this part. And last but not least, for the lips, I'm going in with this Milani color. You can buy this at Walgreens, maybe Walmart. I know Ulta has it. And it's a very neutral brown shade. But I'm also going to layer on top of it a L'Oreal, more of a nude brown. And then top it off with a little bit of a orange tinted gloss. I wanted to do a very neutral, glossy lip today with this look. And this is the final look. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I hope you got some ideas of some things that you can do every day in your routine. This is a very light, natural look. It makes you look awake. And just let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will have some more videos out to y'all very soon, and I will see you next time. Thanks, guys.